Traffic jams on the motorway not only cost time, but also mean an economic loss. Logistical processes come to a standstill and people cannot do their work. Astro Bridge is the name given to the project that was launched there, thanks also to state funding. It is important for the traffic to remain on the motorway because that is the safest and most efficient traffic area. Assembly in just 2 nights. The result is a 236-meter-long mobile bridge with a total weight of 1,250 metric tons. So that it can follow an S-curve with a radius of 1,000 meters, the bridge was produced in sections. It can be actively steered by about 3 degrees at each joint. The whole concept had to be designed in such a way that the assembly of the entire bridge on the motorway building site could be carried out in 2 consecutive nights. That's why the bridge was designed modularly. 18 gantries and 4 ramp units were delivered, each of which is self-propelled by radio remote control and can be loaded and unloaded without the help of a crane. It is only necessary to use a crane for the 4 ramps, and of course also for the 19 intermediate segments between the gantries in a 3-piece design. On the first night, the bridge assembly took place in parallel with 2 assembly teams from both ends. First, the ramp tips had to be positioned on the road. Then the 4 ramp halves were moved into position and coupled with the ramp tips via huge short-stroke presses. After that, the mobile crane drove onto the ramp and lifted in the central intermediate segment with the coupling bolts. The first portal made a 90 degrees carousel drive on the motorway and also docked to the massive coupling bolt. The crane could then position the associated intermediate decks on the left and right.
The train is downstairs.
At the end of the first day of assembly, both halves of the bridge drove towards each other and were coupled together. Now traffic could drive over the approximately 136-meter-long bridge for the first time, which currently consists only of a 68-meter-long entrance ramp and a 68-meter-long exit ramp. In the second night of the assembly, the remaining gantries and intermediate decks were delivered for the missing 100 meters of length. In order to be able to mount them, the already assembled bridge had to be opened in order to proceed with the assembly. Finally, the bridge was coupled together again as a unit and manually moved to the section where the road surface was to be renewed. All 22 power packs were connected together in a master and slave program. The current version of the Astro Bridge is quite large and impressive. Length, 257 meters, 843.2 feet. Width, 7.57 meters, 24.8 feet. Height, 4.65 meters, 15.3 feet. Asphalt reconstruction involves removing the upper and lower layers of the damaged areas and replacing them with new materials. When the damaged areas are small, patching may suffice. For larger areas, asphalt reconstruction is necessary. The asphalt reconstruction process includes milling, asphalt removal, and installing new asphalt. First, a milling machine comes in, kind of like a giant cheese grater on wheels. It chomps away at the top layer of asphalt, grinding it all up. This gets rid of any damaged bits and evens out the whole surface. The milling process produces small chunks of asphalt that the machine has ground up. As it churns across the road, it breaks up the old asphalt into bite-sized chunks. This isn't the end of the line for this material, though. Far from becoming landfill waste, these asphalt crumbles were destined for a second life. Once the asphalt is removed, trucks haul it away to a special facility. There, the milled bits are cleaned and prepped, ready to be reborn. Gone is the top layer of asphalt, revealing the tired pavement beneath. Here, a decision must be made: mend what lies underfoot, or shave away more material to create a perfectly even surface. Either way, crack filler takes the stage, followed by a series of small repairs. Trowels and other trusty tools transform cracks and potholes from eyesores into smooth pathways. The next step, the all-important union between old and new asphalt. Enter the bitumen joint tape, a marvel of modern machinery. This wondrous tape, extruded by a tireless machine, lays down a perfect seam regardless of the condition of the underlying surface, all at a rate that would make a snail envious: 15 meters a minute. Asphalt resurfacing isn't a one-shot deal. It's a layered approach. First, a sticky substance called tack coat is applied with a leaf blower and squeegee, acting like glue to bond the new asphalt to the existing layer. Then, heavy machinery takes over. A machine called a paver lays down a fresh layer of asphalt, and a roller truck follows closely behind. The roller's job is crucial. It compresses the asphalt, squeezing out air pockets and ensuring a smooth, even surface that's built to last. The thickness of this new layer depends on the condition of the road and the type of resurfacing being done. The benefits extend beyond aesthetics, however. A well-paved parking lot offers a smoother journey for users, minimizing the chances of accidents and damage to vehicles. Ample parking spaces and a thoughtful layout ensure optimal use of the area, keeping traffic flowing freely and avoiding congestion. These features are highly prized by those who frequent the property, be it shoppers, tenants, or business associates, making it all the more appealing in their eyes. Finally, paving the parking lot contributes to the property's overall health and lifespan. Addressing any existing problems and using high-quality materials guarantees the pavement's long-lasting durability. This translates to fewer repairs and resurfacing projects down the line, saving money in the long run. A well-maintained and resilient parking lot enhances the property's value. Potential buyers and tenants recognize the long-term advantages and reduced upkeep associated with a well-paved surface. Slapping new asphalt over that old, beat-up driveway or parking lot is a recipe for disaster. Trust me, that new layer will crumble faster than a stale cookie. We're talking months, folks, not years. And those cracks you thought you were hiding? They'll be back with a vengeance, pushing up through the new asphalt at an alarming rate, an inch every year. Unless that contractor knows what they're doing, all that patching will be for nothing. In 2 years, your surface will look worse than ever, thanks to something called reflective cracking. But fear not, there's a way to build a solid foundation for your new asphalt. To make sure that new asphalt goes in strong, especially in those weak spots with cracks or dips, they gotta take out all the old stuff down to the very foundation. That way, they're building on a clean slate. Once the old asphalt's gone, they will double-check that base for any problems. Contractor will use heavy machinery, such as a small bobcat or milling machine, to carefully remove and haul away the old asphalt. This material is hauled away in dump trucks. It is taken to a state-approval Class B recycling center, sorted and in most cases recycled back into reusable asphalt at a later date. Let's take a closer look at how this asphalt paver works. First, the asphalt gets loaded from a dump truck or a special material transfer unit right up here in the hopper. Then, this conveyor belt takes it over to the OJ, which creates a nice pile of material in front of the screed. You see this long attachment here? That's the screed, and it's responsible for spreading the asphalt out evenly across the entire width of the road, giving it some initial compaction as well. Now, for a truly smooth surface, they rely on this special feature, a free-floating screed. It's towed behind this long arm, which helps to isolate it from any bumps or dips in the ground below. The height of the screed is carefully adjusted by a combination of factors like the angle it attacks the asphalt at, its weight and how much it vibrates, the amount of material it has to work with, and the force pulling it along. All these elements working together create that smooth, uniform road surface we're all looking for. Let's talk about how modern pavers achieve that smooth, precise asphalt surface we all rely on. To hit those exact elevations, they use automatic screed controls. These fancy systems basically read a grade sensor and adjust the screed's angle of attack on the fly. On top of that, they can fine-tune the slope, crown, or even super elevation of the finished pavement to match the blueprints. Now, you might be wondering how the paver itself plays into this. Well, constant speed and a consistent flow of material are key. If the pile of asphalt in front of the screed gets too big, or the paver speeds up, the screed will rise, laying down more asphalt and making the final mat thicker and uneven. The opposite happens if the material pile shrinks or the paver slows down, the screed dips, and the mat ends up thinner. That's why material transfer units are becoming increasingly common. They basically act like a go-between, feeding the paver a steady stream of asphalt without ever needing to touch it. This keeps things nice and smooth for the screed, resulting in a much better final surface. Dump trucks, on the other hand, can bump the paver or force it to change speed, throwing off the screed height and causing those unwanted bumps. Compacting the asphalt is the last and final step in the asphalt paving process. They use a fleet of asphalt vibratory rollers, ranging from 3 to 10 tons, to compress the pavement surface. This ensures a smooth, solid foundation for whatever comes our way next. Just like packing down that base before you lay the perfect driveway for your garage. This step makes sure our asphalt paves the way for years to come. But the job isn't quite finished yet. Pavement marking, those crisp lines that section off your parking spaces, is the final touch that makes all the difference. Especially these days with all the big SUVs on the road. Clear and well-marked parking spaces are more important than ever. A clean, striped parking lot is the first thing your customers see, and it sets the tone for their entire experience. Let's make that first impression a great one.